What's good, y'all? This is Let's Get It with Coach Los. I'm your host, Coach Los AC, certified life and relationship coach that helps people fix or find the relationships they want. And this podcast covers the best relationship advice, tools, and action steps to get the results you want in your personal, professional, and of course, love life. So I hope you get a lot of value from the episode. And if you do, as always, remember to like and subscribe so you can be notified when I drop new episodes. Let's get it. If you're constantly asking yourself, am I being too sensitive with the person that I'm dealing with? Maybe too harsh, too particular, right? Should I just be more patient, give them more time? They'll come around, it'll get there and not, hold this standard to the degree I do. Or maybe I'm overreacting, right? Am I, self-sabotaging right now? Am I calling this wrong? Am I about to mess something up that is on me and I could have just worked through it? It could have worked out great. If you're always questioning these things to yourself with the person you're dealing with, chances are you're giving them too many chances that they have not earned and do not deserve. Because here's the truth. If you're always explaining why you deserve respect or love or what have you, you're already explaining too much, right? So I'm going to break down for you the point in which it's changing from growth of you as a person, right? Where you're, being more empathetic and understanding to others and compassionate and all that. And it's shifting into self-abandonment. Before I get there, though, I just want to take this moment to really say thank you to all of you out there that wished me a happy birthday on Easter Sunday yesterday. And I just want you to know personally from me, hearing it from my mouth and not just me texting something or writing something in a caption, that I really appreciate you all. Right. I see you. I hear you. I can't respond to every message all the time, but the well wishes and the love you pour into me is well received and not taken for granted. And it is so valued. And I return all that love tenfold back to you as much as I can. So thank you very much. And let's get back into it. So first, let's talk about what giving someone too many chances actually looks like, because it doesn't always look dramatic. Right. Sometimes it looks like justifying your pain, where you make sense of why you're going through this uncomfortable, unpleasant or hurtful experience with this person. Right. You explain it away. You say, I've built myself. I can handle this, or this is not that deep. I've dealt with worse, or, they're just going through their hard time right now. So I can take a few of these hits, but they're overall a good person. Right. Or it looks like repeating yourself over and over again, where you see the potential in them and you can tell that they care about you and maybe love you to a certain degree or what have you. So you keep on having a repeat conversation. Hey, I know we talked about this before, reminding you again. Hey, maybe they get in the shape, right? And they start acting right for a few days or what have you. Then they go back and do it again. And now you have to go back and repeat yourself again and say, hey, you're doing that thing again. And you start finding peace in the small moments or the little gap time in between when they're doing it the right way after you've kind of reprimanded them or had a conversation to correct them or address an issue. But it's still a consistency of you dealing with the same unhealthy experience. Or it looks like you downplaying your standards because they mean well, right? Because you can see how hard they're trying, or, how much it's not coming from a malicious place. They're not intentionally trying to harm you or be negative or show that they don't care. And they actually love you to pieces. And they say all these wonderful things and all the stuff, all the, the spirit of it's there for them. But the steps that are required to follow are not. And instead of you saying, no, it's not going to make sense for me so much, you wind up, starting to say, well, maybe I can let go of that standard right there. Or I don't have to be so, harsh or particular with that thing. I can bend to flex that because they mean so well. They have so much potential. They're a great person overall. It's okay. I can do without this. I can make that sacrifice. And you start sacrificing a requirement for you to be the happy, healthy, whole individual you want to be. Now let's talk about what it feels like. It feels like walking on eggshells, where you got to police every word come out of your mouth and it's not comfortable to speak and you're hesitant because you don't know if it's going to go bad. So you feel all tense and you can't let your hair down and just be you. It feels like questioning your worth, questioning whether you deserve the love and respect that you feel that you should, right? Because you're not getting it, and you feel like you're being a good person. You're being good to this person here, right? To your partner. And you're wondering, well, maybe I don't deserve that love that I thought I do. Because why would they keep treating me like this if I did, right? If I was as valuable as I think I am, right? Or it feels exhausting after you have conversations to where you start preparing yourself like battle, and you kind of hesitant to want to even bring up concerns and talk through things because you know it's most likely going to turn into an emotional drain, right? And just zap you. And you get done having that convo and you question whether you should bring something up again because it's going to mean more pain to go through trying to resolve an issue instead of just letting the issue continue to simmer as long as you can manage it. But here's what I need you to internalize and hear me here. You're never asking for too much when you're asking for what you require to be healthy, happy, and whole in a relationship, right? To feel fulfilled. But you may be asking the wrong person too many times, right? You can't be asking for too much or doing too much if you're asking for what you actually require to be the person you want to be and feel vibrant in your relationship and in life, right? But you can absolutely be asking for too much from a person that's not built to give it to you too many times, giving them too many opportunities to keep failing you or disappointing you or what have you. That is absolutely what you can be doing. And that's what most people often do when they're clear about what they actually need. And they're trying to get those needs met out of someone that has not gone through the growth journey to offer it back in return. Now let's touch on the key signs that you're giving them more grace than they've actually earned, right? So you can start bringing a piece to your mind about whether you're being too harsh or not or what have you. So you can, feel good about your decisions you may need to make. And the first key sign is you keep explaining basic boundaries like they're complicated concepts. If you have stated your boundaries to your partner kindly, right, leading with love, clearly and consistently, and they're still being ignored, like it's still not registering, they're still not, honoring them and all that, that's not miscommunication at that point. That's disrespect. They're showing a lack of consideration and courtesy for your thoughts and your feelings, what you require to protect your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Their actions are saying to you, I don't value that. I'm not truly concerned about that. Or I value or care more about something for me, right, selfishly or self-centeredly, more than I do what you need in order to be in a healthy, sound mind, body, and emotions, right? That's what their actions are saying to you. Second key sign, they only change temporarily, but they always revert back, right? You have that conversation, things are going great for a couple of days, maybe a week or two, and then they wind up doing the same things again that you just talked about or what have you, right? And what it's saying to you is guilt-driven changes don't last, but growth-driven changes don't need reminders either. Doesn't mean someone's going to be perfect, but what it does mean is where someone may have a misstep here or there, right? It's not going to be a consistent pattern of them repeating the same thing after you've addressed this enough times. They may have a misstep or, lose, track in their mind of that and forget because they're still building a new muscle, but it'd be way less frequent and it actually won't have as many occurrences. Maybe it happens once or twice more, but they won't continue to do something that is notably hurtful to you and impacts your, well-being in a negative way, right? That's not something that will continue. You won't have to keep reminding them of that because they want to actually be there to pour love into you and make you feel good and happy because it makes them feel good and happy that you're happy, right? And so if they actually respect you and care, you're not going to have to keep reminding them of that. It'd be real change and real growth that's driven by the desire to be a great contribution to you and love you properly versus them being guilt tripped into changing for a period of time so they can stop feeling like a bad person, but they didn't really make the change internally because they believe in their principles and morals, their values, that they should be doing better once they're aware that what they're doing is harmful to you. Big difference. Third, you feel more understood in your head than in your relationship. If you constantly have to rehearse the things you're going to say before you bring them up to your partner, then it's letting you know you're already in a space that lacks safety, right? Your partner is not a secure space for you. And we all need that, man or woman, but especially if you're a woman, where safety is such a huge value for you, right? Screaming to you, you are not in the right place if you don't feel safe with the one person that you want to give the responsibility to be your champion, to be your protector and all those things, right? If he can't be it, then who else is going to? So that's a big flag to you. And even if you're a man in a situation and you realize when you go out and you take on the world, when you come home to your woman to be kind of like that support and that nurture to you, if you don't feel safe to go speak your truth without having to like go craft this masterful way of saying it to appease your partner, to appease your woman, it's a problem. You're in the wrong place. And the fourth key sign, their potential is keeping you stuck in their patterns. If you keep holding on because you see the potential of who they could be, then you're already ignoring who they've shown you they already are. You cannot build a healthy future off of emotional IOUs, right? For, them writing you to slip up. I'm gonna get there. I'll get better with that emotional awareness later, right? And get better with that emotional intelligence later. Ability to communicate and work through conflict later. I'll get there, right? You can't build off of what they don't have to put into the pot to invest with. Yeah, the potential can be there, but they have to cultivate it first. Now, how do you stop second guessing yourself at this point, right? Well, if these other key signs you're noticing don't do it enough for you, you first have to adopt the narrative that your boundaries are allowed to not be negotiable, even if they don't agree with them. Give yourself permission to believe that truly, because it's a truth if you decide to accept it as such, right? Your boundaries do not have to be negotiable at all. And my opinion, they should never be, right? Because those boundaries are there literally to keep your heart safe, your mind safe, and your physical vessel so you could be healthy, right? When they're not present, then you just leave yourself open to all sorts of attack that really just tears away at the person that you want to be. And if you are special and valuable to a lot of people in your life and family and so forth, which I'm really sure you probably are, then you're literally saying, hey, I'm not valuing myself enough, nor valuing myself enough for the people that love and care about me, that I come to pour into and love on, to protect the value that they see as value in me, so I can continue to be valuable to them, so I can continue to be at my best for the ones I love. You're saying in a way, hey, I'm willing to flex on those requirements to protect the nucleus of this value and allow all sorts of things to be done to tamper with it, to where it impacts my ability to love and care for the very people I care about, and for myself, most importantly. Next, you have to embrace the narrative that respect is not earned through suffering, that you can take the blows and keep going through it and you can stick in there and be tough and all the things. No, it's proven through consistency. And it's consistency of the healthy things you need to experience, right? And for yourself, it's self-respecting to not tolerate things that don't deserve you, right? So you're not proving that you should be respected because of how much you can endure, right? It's proving the respect you deserve from yourself and from anyone else with what you decide you will and will not tolerate, right? What someone does consistently to earn you being in their world. That's one of the biggest signs of respecting your value that you can do, is to set precedent for it. And the biggest bullet point here that I really need you to listen and internalize, probably the most important one. You have to realize that your peace is not the price for being understanding. Meaning, because maybe you've gotten into this really great space of awakening in yourself, right? You're woke now, and you're compassionate, you're empathetic, you get it, you understand. As people, we go through things, and you're going through stuff, and you offer the grace, right? That does not come at your expense, right? Your peace doesn't go out the window for you being understanding to people going through things. You don't have to give up your peace to be understanding. Yes, sometimes before we regurgitatively react, right? Because we're, offended or impulse because someone did something that's messed up. We need to learn how to tame that sometimes, because we can react in a way that doesn't serve the situation whenever the person in question needs love poured into them, because they're coming from a hurt space, and that's why they're doing hurtful things and all that. But it doesn't mean you become a punching bag. It doesn't mean, you have to sacrifice being a peaceful person or maintaining your peace to just be understanding to their journey, because you matter too, right? So be understanding within reason to your well-being. That's the point. Because you're never too much for protecting your peace. Oh no, you're just too aware to keep negotiating with someone who refuses to rise with you and rise to your level. Big difference. And if anything, it's most serving to you and to that other person to hold your standard and not flex at all on it. Keep your boundaries. Don't bend at all on them to force them to rise to the occasion and be a better them. And if they choose not to, or maybe this is a season in their life where they're not prepared for that, that's okay. But they're also not prepared to be with you. That's the point. So if you need help building your discernment muscle on where you stand on the spectrum, and whether you're, doing too much or not enough, or if you're being too harsh, or if it's really that they're not able to offer you what you require, and to make sure you're not self-sabotaging yourself and that you can vet it properly, then email or DM me the word coaching, and we will get to work, only if you're truly ready to put that work in. Let's get it.